President Trump's endorsed candidate has beat Steve Stiver's endorsed candidate in Ohio's 15th congressional district. What does this mean for the party, and what does this mean for the future of America? My name is GOP Josh. This is the Conservative Crusader.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo as long as we are led by politicians who will not put America first. Then we can be assured that other nations will not treat America with respect, the respect that we deserve.
From the front lines of the America First movement, this is the Conservative Crusader. Hello and welcome to the Conservative Crusader. My name is GP Josh. Thank you for tuning in today with my two different camera angles. Ooh. Don't feel like editing that. I shouldn't have did that. Anyways, thank you for tuning in today. This is the Conservative Crusader. Mike Carey is President Trump's was President Trump's endorsed candidate. I think he's probably still endorsed. I don't know how that works. Candidate for Ohio's 15th congressional district special election. He was honestly expected to lose. Look at this Washington Post headline right here. Yeah, scary. But Mike Carey prevailed. He won. He beat out Jeff LaRay, who was endorsed by Steve Stivers. He beat out Ron Hood, who was endorsed by Rand Paul. He beat out Bob Peterson, who was endorsed by 150 other people. He beat out Ruth Edmonds, who was on Fox News. And he beat out Tom Wong, who had $500,000 to spend on this election, as well as like 5 other candidates. Lots of candidates in this race. But what does this mean for the party? And what does this mean for the country? First, I want to go by candidate and why I think they lost, and what it means for the party, and then what it means for the country at the end. So Jeff LaRay. What caused his loss was he wasn't supported by Trump. He was supported by Steve Stivers. And I know a lot of people in this district that don't think that Steve Stivers' word means nearly as much as the former president's word. Means nearly as much as what President Trump has to say. So that's why Jeff LaRay lost. I really don't know of a time he was in my personal city in OH15, which I'm not going to be doxing myself, because he thought that he had Steve Stivers' endorsement, and that would be a lot. And he had 6,700 votes, and he ran a lot of TV ads. Maybe it wasn't him, but it was a PAC, whatever, you get the point. So he had a lot of support. And I feel like he would have been a solid congressman, but he was not my favorite candidate in the race. Because Steve Stivers' endorsement really doesn't matter. An establishment endorsement really doesn't matter in a race that Trump endorses in. So next up, why I think Ron Hood, who got 3rd place, why I think he lost the election. He didn't spend enough time campaigning. I can't think of a time that he was, like I said, the same thing with Jeff LaRay. He was in my town. I can't think of a time I saw anywhere that he was out and about anywhere around in OH15. And I think he pretty much relied on social media ads of boomers on Facebook to run his campaign and to vote for him. Bob Peterson, I think, lost because he has all the establishment support, and that's what he ran on. He ran on being supported by 150 local officials. He ran on everything like this, and I don't think that's enough to win you an election. I really don't. And I think Ruth Edmonds lost because she, like I said, didn't spend enough time campaigning. I don't think it's her time yet. I think that maybe after she grows a little bit more. She was the former president of the NAACP, and she was on Tucker Carlson. I mean, she's doing pretty successful. I thought she was going to perform better than she did with only about 10% of the vote. But that is what happens with that. I think she honestly just lost because there were better candidates in the race. I think she would be a solid candidate. And I think Tom Wong lost because he ran too many TV ads, and I think he just has bad optics. Just putting that up there. So let's go into what this means for the party. Local officials endorsing different candidates can mean a lot. There were some local officials that endorsed Mike Carey. There were some that endorsed Jeff LaRay. There were probably some that endorsed Ron Hood, that I haven't heard anything about that. 150 local officials, local establishment Republicans, supported Bob Peterson. I honestly thought, going into last night, which I'm recording this on Wednesday, so going into 2 nights ago, election night, I thought Bob Peterson was going to be very narrowly behind Mike Carey. Very narrowly behind. And by that I mean I thought it was going to be a recount. because I thought Bob Peterson was going to do a whole lot better than he did because of the establishment support he had. But I think that shows, before I even get into Jeff Luray, I think that shows that no matter how many connections you have in politics, no matter how long you've worked for your career, so quote unquote, worked for a career in politics, no matter how much support from local establishment you have, it's not going to win you the election. I thought that Bob Peterson thought he was set. He campaigned a whole lot more than the other two second and third place candidates, Jeff Luray and Ron Hood, did. And I think Peterson thought he had a better chance than he did because of those local endorsements. But that shows, not that those endorsements don't matter. I think if Bob Peterson had 0 of those endorsements, he would have been down there below Tom Wong, about where Stephanie Coonsey is at, with 2,300 votes. But it shows that if President Trump endorses someone, he has ultimate authority. He has the ultimate say in these elections, because his endorsement means the most. Jeff Luray was endorsed by the former congressman to hold the seat. And I think that boosted him like 5 places in the polls once he was endorsed by Steve Stivers. The same thing I said. Establishment endorsements don't matter if President Trump's going to endorse, in most races, in Ohio especially. Ohio has gone the same way that the presidential candidates have gone. Like who wins the office with party and everything. Since like the 70s, besides last last election. And so I say the way Ohio goes, the way the country goes. So what does this mean for the country? Republicans support Trump. We know this. I think this means that Trump's going to get in a lot more races than he was planning on to begin with. He's going to endorse in a lot more races than expected. And he's going to campaign for more candidates than expected. I don't even know how many text messages I've gotten from 88022, which is Trump's phone number, telling me to get out and vote for Mike Carey. I think if you have the president behind you like that, or the former president, however you want to say it, behind you like that, you're going to do good. And so what this truly means for the party is that if you have the establishment endorsements, you're going to go up in the polls. But not nearly as much as someone who has the endorsement of the former president. We see this with Ron Hood, who ran his entire campaign. Here's a picture of one of his lawn signs, Forever Trumper. Here's a picture of one of his ads on Facebook with all the congressional Republicans, pretty much, all the right-wing congressional Republicans, as well as President Trump, behind his picture. Pretty much running on, Trump supports me, and even some people in the comment section were saying Trump supports him. Because of Forever Trumper on his yard signs, because of all that, he's 3rd place. So I think this shows that even if you can fake Trump support, you've got it in. You can do pretty well. So what does this mean for the country? People thought that if they got Trump out of office, Trump, part of the Republican Party, would be gone. That's far from a lie. That's far from a lie. That's far from being true. Because we see here, Mike Carey had no reason to win this race. It should have been a state senator or a state representative or someone with $500,000 to fund himself, or someone who was on Hilliard City Council, or someone who is a well-known farmer in the area. But it was a coal industry government official, not a government official, but a coal industry worker. Because he had the support of the former president, that really put us, as Ohio 15, with a true conservative representative. And so this means that more Trump Republicans, more Trump conservatives are going to win their races, are going to win because they have the support of the former president, because he is the leader of this party. And in 2024, hopefully he will be the leader of the country once again. My name is GOP Josh. This has been the Conservative Crusader. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to email me, josh@gopjosh.com, josh@gopjosh.com. Check out me on Twitter. I live tweet election results like this because that was pretty fun last night. GOPJosh20 @GOPJosh20. My Instagram is the same, and my TikTok is GOPJosh. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned.